I am so glad you decided to meet me for this blind date. I am usually so nervous for things like this, but there is something about you that makes me feel like this will be alright.
I was very excited to meet you too. My friend Margot told me that we had a lot in common. She said you would be especially interested in my career.
What is it you do for a living? I teach history in a public school.
I am studying to become a school psychologist. I am very anxious to help children in our public school system succeed academically, socially, behaviorally and emotionally.
Wow, that sounds like such a rewarding job. I wish I had had an adult like you caring as much about kids when I was in school. That might have made some of the difficulties easier.
I hope so. The role of a school psychologist has changed a lot over the last 125 years. Even during the time I began studying in the late 1980s, there have been some huge significant changes. Public education has gone through some amazing changes, and in that, so has the role of the school psychologist.
What are some of the most significant changes in your professional opinion?
Well, in 1975, Public Law 94-142 was passed by the U.S. Congress of Public Law. It was signed into law by President Gerald Ford.
Which means what exactly?
It was originally referred to as the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, and it was very important to school psychology overall, and it encouraged states to create policies.
In what ways exactly?
This law was the first time that there was a unified federal law rather than a bunch of random state laws. This federal law mandated a free and appropriate education for all.
That is an amazing moment in the history of your field. I had an older brother who suffered from autism who would have benefited immensely from that law while he was of school age.
Yes. The law was not passed until 1975, and it required any state who wanted to receive federal funds to develop and implement policies that would assure a free, appropriate public education, also referred to as FAPE, to all students with disabilities. It also immediately caused an increase in the need for school psychologists. So it benefited the career overall. This law has shaped professional practice and changed the role of school psychologists in the public school system.
I had no ideas those types of changes happened so recently in our history. I can't believe it took people so long to realize how important it was.
There are even more recent changes than that. The Education of All Handicapped Children Act became IDEA, or Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, in 2004.
What changes were brought about with this new law?
IDEA allowed the use of RTI, or Response to Intervention procedures, as an alternative to the Ability Achievement Model for learning disabled eligibility assessments.
Wow! So they no longer had to simply rely on those good old IQ tests.
Oh no. Now we had better, more effective ways of evaluating the needs of our students and providing them the help they need.
That must be very exciting.
Yes. It has also allowed our profession to take on more of the intervention and prevention work that is a part of Response to Intervention.
That is also interesting. I really am enjoying this date. Margot was right. So, do you feel that there is more change coming in the future?
Of course. The laws that govern education and the role of school psychologists will continue to evolve. Our roles will continue to change as the laws and situations do.
I am so glad I met you. You are a very inspiring woman, and your passion for your profession is so incredible.
I love to talk about my passions and my work. Shall we order? I am also a hearty eater.
A woman after my own heart. Here's to your future and mine.